Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Houston Astros. And on the hill in this one, Tatsuya Imai. It's singing a special day for him. He's making his major league pitching debut here.
And I'm sure he's got some nerves. He'll be excited for that first pitch to be in and over with so that he can settle into pitching just like he did in the minor leagues. Exciting moment. He's got his family in town. I think this moment's going to be a huge tone setter for his career.
He's afraid of the ball.
Just missed.
Shoot.
Oh, my donation. I didn't give it to the account. Oh my God, babe.
Oh no, you're playing?
I'll be quick.
Oh, forget it.
I will be snapped so we can continue watching. Ahora está conmigo. It had a web on it.
And that one hit to first. Nice grab. And they get the out. All right, let's take a look at the Angels lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Chris.
So those bricks, those stones are beautiful. You can put those, I'm happy.
Teams like this know how to get down to business and focus on the task.
Why would he bring those?
So up next, Nolan Shanuel. Hey! Nice warm day here. Good baseball weather. Does that change anything, Chris, especially for the hitters?
Absolutely. You feel so much more comfortable at the plate. You're not worried about getting jammed on fastballs inside part of the plate. You can kind of be more selective instead of just looking out away so that you can get the barrel to it. And that part, you can get on the inside part of the plate as well.
On the ground. Walker steps on the bag. Quick start to this afternoon's action. Two gone.
Third, center fielder.
And Boog, hitters can be a little less aggressive on hard stuff early in the season just because of how cold it is and not wanting to get a stinger. Now you think, oh, it's just a jam, it's a shot, it's a broken bat, but sometimes players get deep thumb bruises that can linger for a while. So, you know, you just want to avoid that if you can, but at the end of an at bat, you're just trying to battle no matter what.
2 down, nobody on. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. The guy that I've encountered that hates the cold weather the most, Mookie Betts. I mean, he grew up in Tennessee, so it's not exactly like balmy there. I mean, it gets a little chilly in Tennessee, but under 60 degrees, he will wear. Now that's strike three and the third out. So we take a break. Now here come the Astros. No score. This is Angels baseball on the show. We go to the bottom of the first, and today's starting pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. What do you got on him, Chris?
Boog, you don't always know what to expect with this guy on the mound. There are times he's really good, but that's not always the case. For me, I want to see how aggressive he's going to be out there. We'll see it right away if he's pitching with confidence, and if he is, he should be just fine.
Jeremy Pena leading things off and takes a strike.
That's outside.
The 1-1. That's a slider for a strike. Gets that one away. Still 1-2. On the ground, right side. Frazier slings to first. One gone, bottom half of the first. Here's Jordan Alvarez.
Left fielder, Jordan Alvarez.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
That one ripped, but foul.
Well, he missed a hittable off-speed pitch right there. Not sure exactly with the timing. Sometimes you get a backup breaking ball. You're expecting it to make its move at the end. It never does. And you're tied up way out in front of that inside pitch there. Just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with 2 strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the 2-strike approach.
Ball.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Whips it to first. Inning over. Scoreless after 1. Back here in Houston, so now the Angel cleanup hitter, Joe Adell. That one hammered, but pulled foul.
Ball, that's outside.
Eric Summersgill, our plate umpire.
One thing to watch out for, Boog, is what side of the plate Summersgill might be favoring. He usually sets up at an angle. Pitchers sometimes will try to figure that out early so they can attack that spot and get as many strike calls as possible.
He goes down looking. Josh Lowe will hit next. A little bit high, and it's 1-0. How much were you aware of the umpire scouting report, or even who was going to be umpiring?
Not a whole lot. I mean, there were a couple of umpires that weren't real good, but outside of that, you just kind of went into the game, especially back when I was playing.
Going to count 1-2. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
Second inning here, no score. That's ripped into the outfield. Brings it in. Out number 2. 2 down, bases empty. Logan O'Hoppe digs in now.
Ball 1.
Next offering misses, and that's ball 2. Foul ball there. Two down, nobody on. And that's downstairs. And the count is 3-1. Ripped into right center. Should be extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Everything came together for him. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
So, runner at second, 2 down. Here is Yohan Moncada. And it's even up. The 1-1 is fouled off. struck him out swinging. Got him. Inning over on the strikeout. So a two-out double, but they don't score. Down to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in Houston. So here's the Astros cleanup hitter, Isaac Paredes. Hard ground ball, base knock. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Everyone's trying to elevate the ball in today's game, but if you can hit a ball that hard on the ground, it's going to find some holes.
Runner on the go. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. That one finds the zone. That's strike two. Gets a piece and stays alive. The 0-2. That one is absolutely belted. Gone. It finds the Crawford boxes. A home run. He jacks that one out to left. The Astros strike first. It's 2-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. Well, Boog, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
Here's Carlos Correa, and it stays fair.
I know it was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Christian Walker at the plate and takes high there. Not close with that one. Ball two.
Two count, great hitter at the dish. If you're going to miss, you've got to miss outside the zone. You miss.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. It bangs off the wall. Makes the turn at second, heads for third. Correa on his horse and coming home. Now a relay to the plate. Tag, safe. And they're up by 3.
Picks himself up at RBI. Just missed out on a home run right there, but he certainly hit it hard enough. Just didn't have the right launch angle to carry it over the wall, but still an excellent swing of the bat.
Digging in, Jake Myers.
Ball one.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Bottom half of inning number 2. And that is downstairs. And the count now 2-0. On the ground to the left. And foul ball. That one found hard the other way. Here's a 2-2. Right side, Shanuel. He'll do it himself. Finally gets the first out here on the grounder. And now the right fielder, Cam Smith. Little trouble with this one behind the plate. Runner stays put at third. The 1-0.
Ball, that's in.
One away with a runner at third here in the second game of the series. And downstairs. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Now there's a bullet down the line. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good two-strike pitch right there. At worst-case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
Now the 0-1. Fastball for a strike. 2 outs with a runner at third. In the air, right field. Adele settles underneath it, and that will end the inning. New inning getting started. So in now for the Angels, Jorge Soler. That misses, and that is ball one. Soler with a homer in his last game. And there's a strike. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And a good start to the inning.
Batting ninth.
Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. One down. Zach Neto, the next to hit for the Angels. Grounded out his first time. Hit in the air, right field. And there's two away.
Up next for the Angels.
Now the number 2 hitter, Nolan Shanuel. Grounded out his first time up. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one carrying. Out of here. A 2-run blast. His first homer of the year, and they cut into the lead.
Tried a slider to start off the at-bat, and man, did it backfire. He clearly wasn't fooled on that pitch. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Here's Mike Trout. Struck out swinging his first time. Ball. Base is empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. And a swing and a miss. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
That one not close. And the count is even, 2-2. Way high. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. And that'll do it. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. It's now a 3-2 ball game. This is as we go to the last of the third. And stepping in for the Astros, Yordan Alvarez. This one ripped, but foul to the right.
Well, these Astros doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. And here's a stat for you, Boog. They're making contact with more than 85% of the pitches that they're swinging at. It's pretty special stuff. Not so good if you're out there on the mound.
Pitch misses. Ball 1.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And down on strikes. Now 1 away.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Now he breaks his bat. Frazier tosses to first, and 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third. 2 outs, base is empty. Isaac Paredes up next for the Astros. This one belted deep left field, on its way, gone. A solo shot, and they add to the lead. It's 4-2. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
Now a chance for Yainer Diaz. That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 1. Diaz getting the starting catcher, hitting 5th in today's lineup. And his batting average this season is over 400. 2 down, nobody on. That misses the zone. Ball 3. And there's the automatic. Man, that got him square in the mask. Payoff pitch. It's in and out of his glove. Still manages a throw. Misplay doesn't cost him. Inning over. Astros notch a run on the solo homer. It's now 4-2. Back here in Houston, and now it's the Angels cleanup batter, Joe Adell. Swings through that one out in front that time.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball. You know, these Angels showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the...
Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. Josh Lowe, the next to hit for the Angels. He's 0 for 1. Late on that fastball. Runner on the go. Pitch misses. Throw, save.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe a bag against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal a base. But right here, they successfully moved that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
What a stop. It's there, and that's a great play. So digging in, Logan O'Hoppe doubled his first time. Swinging a foul out of play. One away with a runner at third. Top half of inning number 4.
That's a ball.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
Swing and a ground ball to first, but they cut it to 1 as the run comes in.
Next for the Angels, third baseman Yoan Moncada.
And now Yoan Moncada, 0 for 1 so far. Two down, nobody on. On the ground at first, Walker. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. So they scratch across a run on no hits, no errors. And back here in Houston, and stepping in for the Astros, Carlos Correa. Not even close there. Ball 1.
Ball, that's out.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at bat to hit.
3-1 now. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
And he'll pull him to second safely. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed and everybody is a step or 2 behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Now it's going to be Christian Walker. Man at second. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. 0-2 now. Just missed. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. So the call stands. Still one challenge left for them. That's to third. Moncada tossed to first. One out in the bottom of the fourth. And now the center fielder, Jake Myers. He's 0 for 1.
Nope. That's inside.
The lefty, the 1-0. There's the strike. One out, and a runner at second. We're here in the bottom of the fourth.
That's a ball.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. That missed by a lot. And the count's full. And ball 4, 2 aboard. Cam Smith getting ready to hit. His first at bat was a strikeout. And that is cut on and missed. And it's 0-1. Correa at second. Myers over at first with one away. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a ball popped in the air. That's a base hit. Correa on his horse and coming home. He'll score. It's 5-3.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat. Just kind of muscled it out there. And, you know, on the mound, it can be pretty frustrating for a pitcher, but you just kind of have to expect those to drop in there sometimes.
Here's the shortstop at the plate. Jeremy Pena. In the dirt. Nothing happening on the bases, though.
Hey.
Swing and a ground ball out to short. Takes it to the base for the force out. They get him, but it was pretty close.
Well, he made the decision to try to take it himself at second and then throw for the double play over to first base, but good hustle down the line. Feels a toss-up to think.
Here goes the runner. Pitch outside. Throws. Save. That's a stolen base.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Just off the outside edge. And that's ball 2.
Struggled a little bit in this one. A couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at-bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch. Good eye in that spot. Next offering is downstairs. Ground ball left side, and that's just foul. And on second, 2 down. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Carrying well. And it is out of here. Yordan Alvarez circles the bases. His first homer of the year, and they add on. And Siggy, he just loves hitting against this guy, doesn't he?
It's like he's been facing him his entire life. Looks so comfortable in the box against him. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at-bat. Was very patient, and it paid off.
Two down. Jose Altuve now at the plate.
Ball.
Well, they've been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out, get as much as you can, give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one.
The throw to first, and they get Altuve for the out. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the fifth. Now it's the DH for the Angels, Jorge Soler. That misses the zone, and that is ball one. A little out front there as he swings through it.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
In the dirt, and the count now even up. Out towards right center field. Smith drifts towards it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Angels, second baseman.
Here's Adam Frazier. 0 for 1. Popped out foul to the catcher his first time up. And there's a foul ball. Here comes the 0-1. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. The Astros leading by 5, and we're at the top of the 5th. Ball one there.
Well, he missed badly with that 0-2 fastball. Hitter has to understand, probably wants to try to put him away with that pitch, so got to stay ready for it.
Got him swinging for the strikeout, and that's 4 strikeouts. Zach Neto, the next to hit for the Angels.
Zach Neto.
Off the mark there, and that's ball one.
Hey.
Two down, nobody on. Check swing, but he went too far. And the count 1-2. Stays alive. The 1-2. The shortstop takes the ball. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Angels go quietly there. Can't chip away at an 8-3 deficit. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now here. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Chase Silson.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score. Well, these Astros, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well. With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
That's ball 3.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And after grinding through that at bat, he gets the best of him. Yainer Diaz up next for the Astros. He's already homered in this game. That one missed. And a big swing and a miss.
That's ball 2.
Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 3. And on further review, it was a strike. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. Here's a 2-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Three, 2 now.
These first 2 hitters really making him work out there. Already 14 pitches this inning.
Swings and misses, and one gone.
Well, that splitter out of the hand, it just sort of jumps on you, and your interpretation is here comes a fastball.
Moncada over to Frazier. What a double play that was. Inning over. Welcome back as we look at the highlights from today's game so far. Nolan Shanuel, the next to hit. Swings through that one for strike one. The Astros have some action in their pen. Spencer Arrighetti preparing to come on if needed. Wisniewski getting cranked up as well. To the right side, Walker takes it to the bag, and that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the sixth. Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout. Late on that fastball. Trout, a former MVP, over 1,000 runs batted in his career. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Inside.
That's
and
inside.
a count 1-2.
Executed that pitch very nicely, just missed with it.
That one misses, and it's 2-2. See ya. Strikes him out for the second time today. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Check swing called strike. Strike one. On the ground to third. Correa tosses to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. It's the Astros 8 and the Angels 3.
Like a real for real. Gotta re-up the deal. We got the mass appeal. Whole lot of facts on facts on facts on facts on facts for real. Major League World Series Game 7. Whole lot of cat for real.
Bottom of the sixth inning, and stepping in for the Astros, Christian Walker.
Christian Walker. Hey! Ball inside.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. That is strike two. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two. Started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, and Freddie Ferguson says he went around. Cam Smith will hit next. Up the middle. Oh, he gloves it. Throws from his knees. No play. That's an infield single.
Wow, he did everything he could on that play with the throw from his knee, but the hustle down the line was enough to earn him the infield knock, and that's a great baseball play all the way around.
Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase. The shortstop takes the ball. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. So the Astros lead one. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Spencer Arrighetti.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Low in the box for the 3rd time today as he takes that one off the plate.
No, inside.
Swing and a miss. And it's 2-1. Right through there for a strike. This one in the air center field. Myers has a beat on it, and there's one down. Here's the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. Swing and a miss. On the ground to short. Tosses to first, and 2 away to start the 7th. 2 down, bases empty. Yoan Moncada, the next to hit for the Angels. Check swing. He went 0-1. Line drive. That's a hit. And they have their first base runner since the 3rd inning.
When you go 0 for 5, 0 for 7, 0 for 8, it seems like an eternity, especially to start the season, because that's the one thing. Players want to get that first one out of the way so that they feel like, all right, I'm going to avoid this prolonged 0-fer to start the season and get into a slump.
The 0-1. Liner, base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits. Goes to third, in there. And now they've got runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Second baseman, Adam
So up next, Adam Frazier.
Ball 1.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Rip, but it curls foul.
Don't think you want to throw him that pitch again. He hammered it. Next time, he'll make it fair.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Two on, 2 outs. Way outside, and it's a full count.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
This one in the dirt. Diaz down to first. That completes the strikeout, inning over. It's the Astros 8 and the Angels 3. Back here in Houston, their offense has produced a lot of hits so far, as we see from the spray chart.
Yeah, when a team has this many knocks, a lot of the time it gets clustered to one side or another. Not today. They're hitting it all over the field.
They turn things over to the southpaw, number 70.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
And the 0-2. Ball 1 there. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Fastball is outside.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Line to second, snagged on the bounce. In plenty of time to first, and they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th. Halotv at the plate now. That's ball 1. And another ball.
Off the plate. Ball 2.
Close, but called a ball. Ball 3. And that just scraped the zone. The call is overturned. They'll keep their remaining challenge. Right through there for a strike. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Comes a 2-2. Got him looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. He'll challenge, thought that was a ball. And the strike call will stand. So they'll lose their first challenge. 2 outs, base is empty. So next up for Houston, Isaac Paredes. And it's fouled away. 0-1 now.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
Struck him out looking. It's the Astros 8 and the Angels 3. Ready to begin the 8th. Now it's the Angels leadoff man, Zach Neto. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike. Activity in the Houston bullpen. Number 46 getting loose out there. Wisniewski warming up as well. And that one lifted in the air center field. 1 away. Nolan Schanuel getting ready to hit. He's already homered here in this one. Swing and a miss. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. Myers flashes the leather on the running catch. Stepping in, Mike Trout. 0 for 3 in this one. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And that is that. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Jordan Romano will take over here.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Swings through that.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Romano, a former All-Star. He features a slider, a 4-seamer, and he works in a 2-seamer. Upstairs, ball 2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. 2-2 now. Fights it off. He'll see another. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's 1 away. And here comes Carlos Correa. Drilled in the air out towards right center. 2 down. And now Christian Walker. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. And that one did find the strike zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. 2 down, nobody on. And that's fouled off. That misses the zone. Ball 1. Just missed. Up. That one ripped. That's a hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Astros, center
Jake
fielder
Myers now at the plate.
Myers.
Check swing called strike. That's strike 1. Bounced up the middle. Neto whips it to first on the run. What a play. Inning. We go to the 9th. So now the Angel cleanup hitter, Joe Adell. Adell wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. And that one was indeed a strike. So that removes their last challenge. The 0-1.
Ball, that's inside.
Great swing and solid contact. Just a little too quick. He's got to stay back a little longer.
Swings through it for the K. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Josh Lowe digs in now. Swings here and blasts one left field. Back there heading towards the Crawford boxes. Get out of town. cut into the deficit. It's 8-4.
That swing just injected more drama into this one. Elevated fastballs, especially away, are like putting the ball on a tee. Hitters do a lot of cage work. They're comfortable hitting off the tees, and he was comfortable right there hitting that ball opposite field for a home run.
One down. Logan O'Hoppe, the next to hit for the Angels. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 0-2. And that skips into dirt. This one smoked on its way out of here. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they inch closer. It's 8-5.
This game just got a little more interesting with that home run. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout. So in now for the Angels, Yoan Moncada, 1 for 3. Outside low, ball one. Hader going for save number 1 in this spot. And he was selected to the All-Star game last year. Fought off foul. One down, base is empty here in the ninth. That one not close. 2-1. Swings through that.
Well, when those hitters count, sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
That one ran inside, almost got him. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The Stros trying to close out a 3-run lead here at the top of the ninth. This one in the air, center field. Myers under it, takes it in for the out. Angels down to their final out. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Hit on the ground to short. Payne. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Astros collect their first win of the season. And this one ends with the score 8-5. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shelby saying so long.
Todo esto lo tuve que sudar, yeah. Nunca tuve tiempo para dudar. Vicioso me volví adicto a ganar. Tantas W que ya ni sé cómo perder. 100 por 35 no me voy a mudar. Si yo gano todos ganamos, eso es plural. Me dicen el chef que no para de cocinar, porque todo el mundo tiene que comer. Si corono todo vamos a cobrar. Estuve abajo, me patearon, no me voy a olvidar. Firme con mi pie plantado, yo nunca me voy a arrodillar. No te escucho, dilo con el pecho si me vas a hablar. No te escucho, dilo con el pecho, estás hablando con el voz. Vamos saltándonos, aquí los platos dan pa' dos. Si la prendo molotov, man, estamos aquí, todos los míos están on go. Todos los míos on go. Ellos me ven de frente sonriendo, pero sé que están odiando, dándolo. Todos los míos on go. Todos los míos on go. Me ven de frente y dan la mano, pero sé que están odiando, dándolo. Tanto a mí, tengo un problema, Otani. Yo no me viro ni me doblo, origami. Mi cuello está chili, Pablo Chile, paloma mami. Triste ver a alguien que puso a comer, puesto pa' mí. Pero estoy tranquilo con las dos cerezas. Todos aportan, si quieren comer, pues tráete algo a la mesa. Gasto dinero y no mi tiempo, que eso no regresa. Disney backstage, creo que vi a Mickey ponerse la cabeza. Top boy, estoy con mis dos boy en London, Elian y esa. Subway, tengo la salsa como una milanesa. Ponche, tengo los ponches, Tyson con la derecha. Shohei, yo me siento Tani con todos estos ponches. Todo lo tuve que sudar, yeah. Nunca tuve tiempo para dudar. Vicioso me volví adicto a ganar. Tantas W que ya ni sé cómo perder. 100 por 35 no me voy a mudar. Si yo gano, todos ganamos, eso es plural. Me dicen el chef que no para de cocinar, porque todo el mundo tiene que comer.
What a feeling, getting that money.